Let's do this. I should probably bring Razor in, huh? Oh, by the way, we have this fancy map we're going to be using tonight. The biggest question on my mind. Oh my goodness! Grouch with the super chat immediately. Thanks, dude. This is hashtag BoiFriendSquad. What's up, B? Let me bring you all in. Hey, all right. I'm getting so excited. I'm getting ahead of myself. What's up, baby girl?
What's up?
Surprise. Hey, boys.
Ah, there we go.
I was just doing that. I'm so excited about this. I'm going around in circles. Okay, boys. So we have a map here, right? I did turn up my brightness, so it might be a little blown out here. Let me maybe dumb that down a little bit.
Yeah, I did share. I shared the map too as well.
Oh, nice. So when I do some jumping here, okay, let me just rewind this real quick. Okay, so server hopping, anti-server hopping is being implemented in 1.04. That is for all platforms. We're currently on the PC, but it's going to be, this is the version that's going to be submitted to Xbox and for PlayStation. So it stands to reason that we would want to do it here and figure it out. So here's, as I understand it, if we are geared, let me just pull in here. If we're geared, let me just bring in a JM example here so we can kind of...
Hey, if you're gonna server hop, can you let me know? Because I'll stay over by Bolta.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna try it because I have questions. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. I'll stay by Bolta then. I got enough food and water for days, so
Oh, nice.
I'll stay over there.
Yeah, see if you can't loot it because that seems to have a lot of good gear. And again, that brings up another. There's so much cool stuff. Like it seems like minor changes, but this is gonna change the way we play this game fundamentally, in a lot of good ways for people that have consistently been playing. Like us. So, okay, just to kind of show you. So server hopping is, let's say we were, let me just turn on this map here. This looks a little better. Let's say we're at, I don't know, Solnichi, and I'm on server A, and I were to sign out, right? If I go to server B, I'm still in this location. Now, with anti-server hopping, if I'm now over here by Solnichi Factory, and then I jump to another server, I will spawn on one of these blue points on the shoreline. Well, in the area. We're not going to spawn on top of fresh spawns. Apparently that's a thing. But it's going to basically, so if I'm inland here at JM1 and I jump, I'm going to be thrown back to the coast at JM2. What? Like, does that blow your mind a little bit? Like, think about that. So, yeah, so all the bases you've been building and all the really cool spots that a lot of people have been doing, and kudos to you guys for doing it and figuring it out and just building, people now have to break into your structure, which is awesome. So there's all kinds of implications here. I heard there's limitations to it. I'm not sure what they are. I'd like for us to explore it. So I'm currently in a server now. So I'm going to go ahead and mark my location, this little car with a with the JM1 on it, and I'm going to show you. Oh, that's where I am now. Let me drag this over here. Sorry. Let me so many tags everywhere. Let me do this. Let me pull this back. I put our little stuff on there. We might have to get rid of it because it's kind of, I put all of our, we have daily DayZ posts. So check out the DayZ highlights. We got guides. We got all kinds of stuff. Okay, so let me just zoom in here. It's proven to be a little bit more in the way than I thought it would be. Let me drag this down here.
Crouch, dude, with the $20 dono. Let's go. Pussy, you won't do it again. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, you know it. Grouch is like, I'll do it. Okay, so I'm currently sitting in a dirty shed right now in this industrial corner. And I'm going to put JM1 here, and we're going to jump to another server and see where we end up. I think I will be in another location. My theory is, and bear with me here, I'm going to just draw this imaginary line thing here. I might have to get rid of those other tags. They're kind of in the way. So I have a theory. If we're in this like edge here that I'm drawing on the board, I think it might keep you there. Or the other idea, if I'm past this imaginary barrier, then it will start to throw you. I have a feeling there's a threshold or a band around the coast where if you stay there, you'll stay there when you jump. I don't know. That's one of the things I want to test. So I'm currently here at JM1, and we are now going to jump from this location. Oh, there's pliers on the floor. Yes. First, your boy's got to take some pliers. Yes. Oh, I don't want to drop anything, dude. Okay.
I have a bunch of base supplies on me, so I'm kind of
beautiful.
Teed off right now that I'm like, damn.
It's yeah. Try to bring as much as you can because there's a ton of stuff, and I know we both want to cover it for like craftables and how we store things because of this jumping mechanic. like the way you store things, the way you move between servers is going to fundamentally change. It's going to change how you do a lot of stuff. Like if you don't know what loot cycling is, you better get familiar with it. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to jump. I'm going to go ahead and exit. I'm going to have the standard sign out. And again, this is the version that's coming to PlayStation 4 and the Xbox. We will have the same version when it hits. This is the version that's being submitted or has been submitted to, what is it, Sony and Microsoft.
Yeah, make sure you just let me know where you're at when you spawn in.
hmm Okay, I'm going to change servers. Oh, by the way, we're going to have this little stat corner here. On the consoles. It was in 103, but since 103 got merged with, what do you call it? 104. We haven't seen it yet on the console. And this
I'm
is our
kind of
current version.
interested to see where you spawn, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah,
'Cause
I want us to both do it. Like, you should mark where you
I
start, and you should mark where you
yeah.
end.
Well, I mean, I did this. So I ended up in Bolta twice last night. Um, that was going from home server to a different server to back to home server, and I ended up in Bolta every time geared. So,
That's
I
interesting. So
mean,
is it like US or is it region based?
so I'm not really entirely sure because I didn't really pay attention to the second server that I actually selected. So when I was making the video for this, like it went from I went from Electro, geared to Bolta geared, and then I was like, well, let me jump back to the home server. So I jumped back to the home server, and I ended up at Bolta again. Now, that's not to say that since I'm a geared player, and obviously DayZ doesn't know that we are, like together in a group. That's not to say that if there's a geared player at Bolta, if this is a default spot for geared people to like, you know, spawn in, that it doesn't push you in another area for geared people. You know what I mean? So we don't really know how it works technically yet.
It's kind of awesome though. Like
Yeah,
the
I'm kind
fact
of
that there's a
interested to
counter
see.
to it is nice. Like I like that they're
Hmm.
starting that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I think it's definitely interesting. Like I basically when I was just cutting the video for it, I was just like, I don't know what's gonna happen, and I was just telling my chat last night, like, dude, this is what I'm doing. If we get clapped, we get clapped. And I literally spawned right outside of Bolta, right near the military base, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I spawned there again, and I was like, is this like just a designated area for geared people to spawn in and get wrecked, or
What is this an
what?
arena? What is this?
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. Just let me know. I'm gonna go into the military area and kind of see what kind of loot's there right now, and then go from there.
Okay, I'm loading in. We'll see. I'm trying to mark. I don't know what makes sense as my voice cracks. Puberty. I tried to mark on the map jump start and exit. Okay, okay. So I was in the United States. Let me see if I can just look around here. I was on Echo. I jumped to Florida 26, and that's in
Mm-hmm.
the United States. I think I'm at Blota, dude. Okay, so that brings up another excellent point. Again, this is for PlayStation and Xbox. Like, just because we're showing you on the PC right now, it's just giving us like an insight to what's coming. So, um,
Mm.
let me just show the map real quick. Hopefully it's not too blown out. Okay, so I started my jump here. Let me do the satellite view. It might help a little bit. Let me turn these off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me just get this situated
Ooh, an
here.
SG. Huh. Poop on Poop says, do you know what date or time update comes out? Actually, no, they haven't released it technically yet. So to get geared up for it and kind of see exactly what's going on in 1.4, we wanted to kind of just go on PC and let you guys know exactly what to expect for it. Now, I'm hoping either this week, the holiday week, or um,
Is that Quaif?
the week after. So we know as much as July. Just nothing really else has been released. So
They said 1 to 2 weeks.
yeah,
I'm gonna say Jade Monkey's gonna say that I'm gonna guess it's gonna be this week. I hope it's at the same time. Roughly,
yeah,
PlayStation and Xbox have the same certification type process. One
yeah.
might catch it before the other, but I don't think it's gonna. It might be hours or a day when you're
Right.
talking about the actual release. But they said 1 to 2 weeks. I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be this week. Maybe it's
I hope
wishful
so.
thinking, but I hope it
I hope
is.
so.
Okay, so just
I
to
hope.
illustrate. Okay, so we were both in the U.S. server, so I better not stand in the clear because I actually have a ton of gear. And this is my only character. Okay, so this is just showing the jumping mechanic or the anti. What do they call it? Server hopping mitigation. It's very. It sounds like a lawyer.
Anti-ghosting, I like calling it that.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Anti-server hopping, anti-ghosting. Okay, so I'm at Bloda just by the gas station. So this is where I started. Let me zoom in a little bit. I tried to get rid of the stuff. I was in Electro in a shed. Jump start 1, and then jump 2. I exited here, and this is Florida. Is this the gas station here? Hang on, let me turn on the loot real quick. Let me turn it on. Yep, that's the gas station. So I'm in the field here. We're in between these spawn points, so that's interesting too. We're not going to spawn on top of freshies, but if you notice, I still have all of my gear, all of it.
Just let me
So
know when you spawn in here.
yeah, I'll be bouncing back. I'm going to try it one more time. We're going to try it in reverse and see how it works.
I'm hiding in the bush.
Now that I'm at Florida 2-6 and I'm going to jump back to Echo, we'll see where I end up. So this brings up an excellent point. Where, okay, so if you're geared and we can maybe predict these. That's why I'm putting this on the map here. Exit 1 or entry 1 and exit 2, or jump 1 start and jump 1 exit. If we start to mark where we're landing, maybe there's a pattern. Maybe we have to be in a certain area, or maybe it always jumps you when you jump regions or different clusters. So it just that's tight though, right?
Mm.
Sorry, go ahead. You were gonna say something.
And now we're gonna incorporate now. Like when I was doing it last night, there was no geared people near me when I spawned at Belota twice because I went from home server to the random server back to home. Now with putting me here at Belota, I wonder if that variable changes where you're gonna spawn because there's a geared guy near you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's something we can test out too. So that's also an excellent point. If you look at the map that I just drew right here, that I pulled back, I'll switch between the two because one's pretty bright. I started. Here's the marker. That is 4,300 and change meters between my distance. So I think you're thinking what I'm thinking. Fast traveling. If you work it to your advantage, okay. Here's a great example. Let's say you go up to the airfield, right? And you're like, dang, our car got wrecked. How am I gonna get back? Jump servers, right? There are situations or scenarios where you could use that to your advantage. So keep it in mind. Just a heads up. Like this is stuff I would want to know because we play on the console a lot. So this is the kind of stuff we're interested in. Hopefully you guys like it too. So let's I'm gonna walk around a bit. I'm gonna try jumping back one more time just for science here. I'm gonna try to find a safe place because literally this is everything we have. Like.
Yeah, I had to do the same thing last night, and that was very discouraging. When I ended up going from server to server,
scary.
I'm like, oh man, this is shitty.
It's so scary. But it brings up a good point. Like, we're trying to get you guys ready for what to expect, what's coming. And I think this is not only going to change how you do base building, this is going to change how you do looting. And in some instances, it can help you take advantage of and maybe use it as a fast travel. Yeah, it's not the best. But hey, if I'm stuck at the airstrip, I wouldn't mind getting fast travel back. Okay, so I'm going to find some bushes to sign out in.
Let's not forget, you know, it's going to change. And I mean, everybody in your chat, obviously, it's going to change how PvP meta is. It's going to change the building meta. It's going to change the looting meta because you can't server hop anymore to get those to cover, you know, your base perimeter. You can't server hop to bring in an alt. You can't server hop to get the certain loot spawn. Like you have to be there and go there and travel there in order to get these points of interest, right? So it's going to be really, really game changing and groundbreaking for DayZ and the devs and the players, such as your guys selves, in order to be like, oh yeah, like we have to change how we play completely with this new meta. You know, like this is how it is now. There is no altering off the path or deviating with ghosting anymore. And I mean, you guys have seen all the videos that Jade Monkey and I have posted. Literally, you could ghost in with an alt and just clap the guy that just claps you with your main character and just get all your gear back and then leave. I mean, this is just definitely a big change for DayZ and all the players.
And I think it's welcomed, honestly. Okay, so I marked on the map here. I'm trying to get really close so you guys can see. I moved up the shore a little bit. This was our first exit. We started jump 2 here. and we'll see where we end up. We have about 30 seconds left. But no, that's an excellent point. Like, and here's the other thing. Okay, so this is one thing that occurred to me instantly, because we love vehicles, we use them a lot. And if you're on the console and you're like, how do I loot up and get like OP? Get the cars. Yes, they're super fickle, but they're so worth your time. Okay, so one thing we always ran into was every car we come up on was stripped. And it's because
Yep.
people would show up at these spawn points, right? And they're like, oh, well, this Olga isn't here. Or they found an Olga, rather, and then like, okay, let me go to server B and go find some parts and see if there's one there. So if they found another Olga on the other server, they would just strip it and come back. So every car that spawned was a husk, was just a frame. It would just be sitting there. So
Yeah.
like vehicles, like it's just gonna change. Like loot tables, it's gonna change. Well, I know the loot tables fundamentally changed just a little bit. Interest. Whoa!
Well, think about it.
Look where I ended up, dude. I think I'm at Kamy. Or no, I'm sorry, not Kamy. This is like I'm just below Belota. Hang on,
Oh,
let
you
me.
are?
Yeah, let me get by the trees, dude. I'm super scared because we know how hot this
Come to
area is.
hey, well, come to the house that's by the street by Belota.
Hang on, let me.
I'm over here.
Will do, will do. Let me just. I gotta mark it on the map. I gotta lay down though, because I'm not trying to get clapped.
Well, to kind of piggyback on your car stuff, if you really think about it, what did other players do the most with cars if they didn't have them and they were trying to get it? They would log in with an alt, see if it's there, strip it, log off. Boom, you got a car character instantly, right? Now it's going to be, you're going to have to walk all the way up there to see if it's there. And if it's not, what happens? Boom. And then here's another thing to take in consideration. Say you build near a car spawn, right? And you log out in your base and you're kind of camping it. You're going to deal with that issue now with PvP and bases. People are going to build near points of interest. So they're going to actually take the time to build a base next to a car spawn and have a stronghold near it because they want the car. So there's going to be so many things that change from this, which is great. And I as a DayZ player, I welcome it. I mean, I want server wipe. I want, obviously the server hopping to be nixed, and they're doing all the things that they've been listening to the community complain about, or I wouldn't say complain, had concerns for, So
You say
go
you're in the
ahead, Miss
house?
Bush. Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm super excited. Like, we don't know if there's gonna be a wipe. Nobody's officially said anything. An early prediction, I believe they're not gonna wipe. And again, that's my guess, because since the game's been released, they haven't done a wipe yet. But I could be wrong. That's just me guessing. But I will welcome it if it does happen. Like, we're all legit. I have 11 accounts on the Xbox, and they're all geared. I have two accounts that have been alive the entire patch. So I mean, yeah, we're all gonna take a massive hit because we play a lot, but I'll welcome it if it equalizes the loot economy. I'll take the
Oh,
hit.
yeah.
I'll take the hit for it. You know what I mean? Like I'll do it for the greater good. I would like to not see dupe gear and super tents, please, please, please.
Yeah. I don't want to see Tent Town.
I'd like to
want.
see Tent Town if it's legit, because that means we're gonna get paid. It's like load up
Right.
the car, let's take it.
Yeah, it's just very frustrating because, and I mean, me and Jade know the best. We clap dupers on the regular, and these people just they take advantage of the game and the mechanics and some of the things that you know they use these exploits to basically gain headway in a game, and then it takes away the fear of looting, it takes away the fear of wasting your loot because oh, I got 5 alternate accounts that are stacked with dupe loot. Why do I got to worry about it? So it was just constant PvP. But you should be worried going into a PvP match. You shouldn't want to lose your loot.
Agreed.
Can you stop? Okay,
You're freaking
I
me out.
see.